I'm in focus? Seems like it, more or less. Hello, who am I? What am I doing here? My name is Michael, I'm a musician, I'm a producer, and I am a full-time video professional. The latter of which being my role here at Indepreneur and on the channel. So you might have to see a lot more of my face going forward. Sorry about it. I work with a team of brilliant creatives and brilliant marketers, all of whom are musicians themselves. And for season 2 of The Grounds, we're gonna start zooming in on what some of the rest of us are doing with our own careers, documenting our wins and our losses, and etc. Starting with this bitch. So a little bit about me. I do an electronic pop thing called Kaitoon. I started it in 2015 and I've released some singles. I released an EP. I dream about you like you're dead. We did a mini tour at one point, hemorrhaged a ton of money. It was awesome. A couple music videos as well. That's pretty much it. Not a lot of success, but you know, never let that stop me. I've never really had issues like recording or producing or just making music. That's always been very easy for me. But my struggle comes in the follow through. I've never really known how to intelligently execute a marketing strategy. I've just been stabbing at it blindly. I like doing music. I want to keep doing music. So I want to figure this out. Basically, what I'm going to do is document my experience with an album release and just figure out what works for me and what doesn't work for me, kind of to serve as a case study, I guess, when it comes to applying Indepreneur strategies. I have an album coming out called Living the Pipe Dream, and that's kind of going to be the focal point of all my efforts. I made the whole thing in this room pretty much single-handedly, using almost exclusively the stuff on that wall, that laptop. There's a guitar, a couple guitars, got bass up there. That's pretty much it. Not to flex, but it was a ton of work. It's finally done, and normally what I would do at this point is just toss it up on streaming, post about it on Facebook and Instagram maybe once or twice, and then kind of get a little reserved about it. And then if it didn't take off from there, I would just, I just tell myself, ugh, who needs it? The music should speak for itself. If it doesn't go viral, by its own merit, then it's not good enough. So I just need to make my stuff better. That's kind of been my mindset for a long time. It's very easy for me to brush it off because I like doing it, but I think I'm selling myself short. I'm not really giving myself a fair chance if I'm not applying any marketing strategy to my stuff. So my plan is to leverage the wealth of marketing knowledge here at my disposal. I know there's an audience for my music, I just have to tap into that. So in terms of financial return on this album, the best I could hope for is to break even on the money that I've put into ads and the merch that I've bought. That would mean I've essentially acquired a fan base and a platform for free. And the next time I have something to release or an offer to make, I won't have to, spend ad money to reach people. It's highly unlikely that I will break even, at least not off the bat, but that's pretty much the ideal scenario. So let's see. Let's see what I can do. Let me walk you through what I've done so far.
We're clinically depressed and that's okay. Sitting around waiting for darker days.
The first prudent thing I did was run a fan finder campaign, which is an Indepreneur strategy. Basically, it entails recording a performance video and running an ad campaign with it on Facebook and Instagram, targeting similar sounding bands, not putting any links to Spotify or no call to action in the description. What I did was record a performance video of a new song called Darker Days in this bedroom, actually. We stuffed 6 people in here somehow with microphones and instruments. The video actually did really well. It turned out to be the most productive thing I've done for my music career, I think, since I started. It made me feel really good inside. It was simple as fuck to do. It racked up a ton of views and it's just constantly generating interest. Since February, I've been running those ads for about $2 a day and it's just been constantly generating interest. and building my warm audience, which is really cool. Side note, I did do another fan finder after that one.
'Cause I've got 90 million miles to go. My head's on fire. I feel funny.
It did not do nearly as well. I still don't know exactly why. I can only speculate as to what hobbled its performance. I have a hunch it's because it has more edits in it than the Darker Days video, and it seems less candid. I don't know, that's my guess. I think it's a superior video. Anyway, after releasing the Darker Days video and running the Fan Finder campaign, I went back to working on the album and spent the next 3 months finishing it. And I was pretty much dormant on social media during this period, which was dumb of me, but that's how it panned out. And around May, I finished the album. I produced the masters. So the whole thing, all the music was done. And at this point, I released Darker Days as a single to rouse my audience from its 3-month slumber. So now it's May 2020. I've released a couple performance videos and a single, and I have a complete mastered album sitting on my hard drive. What do I do next? The music part of the album was done, but I wanted to build like a kind of quasi-universe around it. Something that really establishes Kai-Tune as a thing with its own identity, as opposed to just like the name attached to a series of singles. So I spent the next 3 months doing that. Indiepreneur has a strategy called the Ultimate Album Launch that fundamentally entails releasing an album as an exclusive experience to people on your email list before putting it up on streaming. And a lot of what I did was to spec from the Ultimate Album Launch strategy. However, I took several liberties in order to really make it something that was mine. One could say I went overboard because it took me a really long time to do.
12 songs, 7 days, a veritable buffet of angst. Simulate the nightmares of a troubled man-child. Learn his secrets, share some of yours, and perhaps become one with the pipe dream over the course of a week-long experience.
I wrote up personal explanations for all the songs. I gathered all the demos and the behind-the-scenes content. That stuff is easy. But then I recorded super in-depth production breakdown videos. Making these alone took up most of my time because I am a compulsive editor and I overdid them. If I end up using this recording, I'm gonna have to edit the
fuck out of it to make this coherent.
Welcome to my video. The song's called Over the Mountain. I picture, standing on top of a mountain and you're yelling into a valley. Let's keep going. Fuck. And then I built 7 web pages to host all this content and release to my email list over a span of 7 days. That's the core of it. And I could have stopped there. There wouldn't have been anything wrong with stopping there, but I didn't. So, using ManyChat, I created a chatbot in Facebook Messenger that serves as a kind of album concierge. You talk to it, it talks to you, you ask it questions, it asks you questions, and it disperses the album and all the bonus content to you organically. But perhaps most notably, I gave it its own identity.
Meet beans. No, I'm not talking about chili. Meet beans. Bespoke, electronic, anxiety, mitigation system. Consider Beans your pipe dream concierge, an advanced artificially intelligent chatbot. Beans has been meticulously designed to guide you through the pipe dream simulation.
And there's like this subplot that happens between the user and the chatbot. It felt like writing a novel, but it was really fun to make, even though it was a ton of work. And I think it just takes the whole thing to the next level. So, I don't know. I feel like I put a disproportionate amount of work into it, and I honestly don't expect to return on the time investment that I put into it. It was like a labor of love. It was a passion project. That being said, I figure anybody who goes through this experience with me. Anybody who talks to my chatbot and does all this stuff is just gonna like fall in love with it. I call the whole album launch experience the Pipe Dream Simulator, and that's playing off the title of the album, Living the Pipe Dream. Meanwhile, it occurred to me that if I'm to come even remotely close to breaking even, I should probably have some stuff to sell. That isn't music. That's first grade shit. That's textbook, baby. You know, that's a no-brainer. So I ordered some t-shirts, I ordered CDs, I ordered some dope stickers and guitar picks. I didn't go crazy, but I think the stuff that I got is really good. So all that stuff's in the bag. Now it's September. I have, in addition to a complete 12-track mastered album, I've also developed this ridiculous, overwrought album launch experience with a subplot and a mountain of bonus content, and a chatbot that compliments you in weird ways. I've also invested in a full-blown inventory of merchandise. So now it's probably time to let people know that this is going on. I scheduled the album launch for November 9th. So around October, I started running ads to collect opt-ins. I only created one and ultimately collected about 130 email opt-ins, which isn't crazy. It ended up costing me about $2.50 per lead. That's pretty solid. It's not terrible, but for a first run, it's decent. I'm not mad about it. I have to say, people were really, really digging my opt-in ad. Oh, hello. I didn't see you come in. I'm Michael. Maybe you recognize me from this video. Maybe this one. I don't know, but that doesn't really matter. Here's what does matter. I made a music album. It's called Living the Pipe Dream. Like, the enthusiasm for my opt-in ad video, I think is going to eclipse the enthusiasm for the album. I don't know what it is about it, but I was just getting a ton of love on this opt-in ad. There are people commenting on it who were obviously not signing up for it. I don't know what to make of that, because when you look at the numbers, it didn't do crazy well. But it got a lot of love in the comments, and I can only chalk that up to my supernatural charm in front of a camera. I reckon it's got something to do with this. That's why they call it the moneymaker. Okay, that more or less brings us up to today. The album launch is actually happening right now as I record this. Next time you see me, I'll probably be talking about what went wrong or what went right. So I guess I'll see you next time on the grounds. Peace out.
Take me at my word.